Okay, for today, if you have a long band, we will take advantage of that. And if you also have a round band, that's great. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. We will just circle up our long band and tie it whenever we need. What we're gonna do to get started is 30 seconds of jumping jacks, and we're gonna finish today with a 2.5 minute plank because we've been working on lengthening our plank. So we'll finish with that. So bear in mind that we got a nice long plank at the end, but we're gonna start out with 30 seconds of jumping jacks. Ready, set, go. And also, if you want to modify it, you can do that one side at a time, or you could do both arms and one leg. Totally up to you. There's several ways you can modify. Three, 2, 1. Good. 15 squats and 10 push-ups. Of course, push-ups can be on your knees or they can be on your toes or any combination. We're going to do 10. And we'll do that set one more time through. So 30 seconds of jumping jacks. Ready, set, go. And our modification, if you need it, for opposite arm and leg, up to you. And time. Good. 15 squats, 10 push-ups. Good. And of course, if you need to stop short of any number that I set based on how you're feeling today, do it. Good. We'll go ahead and stay down here for now and take that round band if you have it. If you don't, just go ahead and take your regular band around your legs above your knees and tie it. Depending on the tension of your band, if it's very light, you can double it up. If it's really thick, kind of heavy duty band, you can just put it around one time. So there are ways to make it a little tougher, but since your legs are stronger generally than the upper body, if you feel like you have a light band, double it up. So on our backs here, we're gonna come all the way down. What we're gonna do is do a hip bridge, come up, out, and down. So both legs are gonna come out on the upward part here, knees apart, and down. And we're gonna do 20. Good, turning onto your side. Doesn't matter which one. When you finish 20, come on to one side. And we're gonna bring the top leg up and down, straight up, straight down for 20. Foot flex, toes forward. Good. Before you go to the other side, we're going to come in a plank position here. And you can either come onto your toes or you can stay on your knees, just depending on where you are. I'm going to show you on my toes and then drop down to my knees and show you. So up on your toes in a plank, and we're going to step around, kind of like doing a Spider-Man, where we bring the knee toward the elbow, just like that. Or on your knees, you're gonna bring, same thing, knee toward the elbow. We're gonna do 5 of those on each side, keeping your hips down, nice and level in a plank position, and then you can turn over on the other side and do your hip raises. So then on to the other side to do those 20 leg raises. And then back on your back, we're gonna finish this set with another round of the hip bridges that we did, but a little bit different. So this time, as you push up to come into a hip bridge, alternate bringing one leg or one knee up towards your chest. So come up, raise, and down. Up, raise, and down. So as you're doing this one, bringing the knees into the chest, alternating sides, you're gonna do 10 on each side, so it'll be a total of 20. Good. And then when you've done a total of 20, we're going to stand up. You can straighten out your band if you want to. Mine got a little rolled up, so I'm just going to take a second and straighten it out. We're going to do a little standing ab work. Right now, I could use a little ab work. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to alternate. We're going to start out coming out in front. We're going to bring the hands up over the head, and alternating legs, we're going to bring the knee up and balance here as the hands go back. But as you bring your knee up and your hands back, tighten the abs and kind of almost like you're going to tuck your pelvis just a little bit, like you're doing a crunch, and pull back with that band on your knee. You have just enough resistance to kind of make it feel like you're doing a sort of a standing crunch. 10 on each leg. And then I need to straighten my band again. So I'm gonna do that before we start the next one. You probably have to do the same thing. We're gonna turn our toes out a little bit for this next one and bring the hands up like behind the head, almost like we would if we were gonna do a standard sit-up. And what we're gonna do is bring the elbow and the knee together or toward each other on the same side, 10 on each side. My range of motion is very limited on this one, so you're gonna do much better than I am. And feel free to fix your band whenever you need to. Good job. Woohoo. Okay, back on the mat. We're gonna do those hip bridges. So we're gonna come up, pull the knees out apart, in and down for 20. Good. And then when you finish 20, turn onto your one side. We'll do just this side and then come on to our plank position. We're going to do 20 leg raises again on the side. Foot forward and flexed. Good job. Straighten your band if you need to. We're going to come on to that plank position here where we're going to come onto toes and hands, and then we'll come around, step up, knee to elbow, kind of like a Spider-Man climbing a wall. Or you can come onto your knees and do the same thing, bringing the knee to the same elbow, right to right and left to left. 10 on each side. When you finish 10 on each side, come on to your other side when you're ready. Hip raises for 20. Or leg raises, I should say. When you finish, You're gonna come back onto your back before we stand up. We're gonna do more hip bridges because you can't ever have enough glute work. And for these, we're gonna bring hips up, raise the knee, and lower down. Alternating which knee you bring up, and we're gonna do 10 on each side. All right, when you have done 10, come back to standing. So for these, if you want to straighten your band out a little bit, get in a good position. What we're gonna do first, bring our hands up straight overhead, pull down around each knee, 10 on each side. So try not to go too fast with this one, nice and controlled, so you really feel the abdominals working. Doing some standing ab exercises is a good idea, especially for athletes and runners, cyclists, because really we don't do much in life laying down in the first place, but it helps work your core in a position or a body position that you're going to use, particularly running when you're upright. All right, and once you get 10 on each side, if you're like me, your band made its way up, so fix it a little bit here. And then we'll turn those toes out, hands up on either side, and we're gonna bring the knee toward the elbow. Your range of motion is gonna be far better than mine right now. Let this belly in the way, but bring it up as close as you can to your elbow, 10 on each side. Whew. All right. Good job. Okay, what we're gonna do here is just a little bit more glute work on hands and knees. So if you're repeating this workout and you have time and you wanna go back through that set again, you definitely can. We can do 3 sets. For today, we're gonna do a little bit more glute work, but we'll do hands and knees. I have a wrist sprain, so I'm using my knuckles on this hand, but hands and knees here. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do 15 of each of these exercises, alternating sides. So I'm gonna do out to the side, do those dirty dogs, 15 on each side. And then just to show you what's coming up next, we're gonna extend the leg and come up and down straight leg for 15, and then bend the knee here and do donkey kicks for 15 on each leg. Switch legs. And then when you are ready, extend that leg back behind you. Come straight up and down for 15. When you're ready, switch legs. Great. Last but not least, we're going to do those donkey kicks for 15. So we're bringing the foot up, kicking straight up. If you need to adjust your band, you definitely can at any point. 15 here on each leg. Good work. Okay, I think we have hopefully sufficiently fatigued the glutes enough for today. And we're gonna do the 2.5 minute plank. So I am going to be the timekeeper. So here's what we'll do. I will call out at 1 minute. I will call it 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then I'll call time when we hit 2.5 minutes. You can do your plank on your elbows, so elbows and toes. You can do it on your hands and toes. You can, if you need to, drop down into a nice push-up position here and hold. Also, if you need to come into a down dog as a rest, you can, or take a rest and drop to your knees for a few minutes. Well, not a few minutes, a few seconds, but do that any way you can, get through it. All right. So decide where you want to begin. You can always change it up at any point. We are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Coming up into that plank. Breathing deeply the whole time, making sure the body's nice and level. Tailbone is sort of tucked under, so we engage the abs. Basically, the whole trunk is doing the work, holding you up. Wrists are right under the shoulders. Good. And just don't stop breathing. Deep breaths. Planks are great for building core strength, but the longer we get going on these planks, the more mental toughness we build as well. Good, we've reached a minute. Yay. And during pregnancy, planks are not recommended beyond a certain point. So, 1.5 minutes down. It's good to either be able to modify and come to the knees, or even to do them leaning on a wall or some type of surface you can do them. There's a million ways you can modify a plank, which is a good thing. Beautiful, 2 minutes. We are almost there. Keep breathing, stay strong. Three, two, one. Beautiful work. Oh, that was so good. We've built up to that, and you should feel really